Y'all hear that? Not the cars. That's some cicadas singing their summer song here on the old place. Thought I'd do a little exploring, and I thought I'd traipse all over this, every piece of ground that was on this, well, what's now 10 acres, but I hadn't been up in this part. I'm gonna call it Bobcat Alley, because I believe that's where old boy's coming from. We're kind of in a standoff. I've got those steel traps out, and I know the scent has probably kind of driven him away. Something sprung one of them last night. Wasn't any fur or anything. Could have just sprung on its own. But hadn't lost any chickens and hadn't seen him. But based on the sign on this trail and a few little scat, I'm pretty sure this is where he's coming in at. But I guess it's good that he's coming. I might not have come up here and seen all this old growth, these old trees. My thinking spot's yonder way, and that's the pasture. But I guess it's all in how you look at things. I've known people to look at folks that are just dirt poor, don't hardly have nothing, and happy as all get out. And the middle class folks that got their bills paid, and maybe driving a nice car, maybe even have a boat, and they're happy. Then your rich folks that are happy. And on the other side, there's folks in all those situations that just can't seem to find any happiness. So it pretty much proves to me that I guess it's all in the attitude. We talk about being the light. Some days are harder than others. You have to work on it and look at things certain ways. My sister teaches me a lot of those lessons. She is always got a smile on her face for sure. Heard an old story the other day about an African king back in the olden days. Had a good friend. They did everything together. You didn't see them apart. And he went with this old king everywhere. And he always said, no matter the situation, this is good. And as much as the king admired him, kind of got on his nerves sometimes. If they ever get on y'all's nerves, people just got that Pollyannish attitude. Sometimes it's just a little much, isn't it? Well, his friend had it, and nothing would happen that he didn't attribute to good some way or another. Well, luck would have it, they was out hunting one afternoon. And of course, the old boy was loading the king's gun for him. Wasn't a servant, just a good friend. He got the load wrong in the gun, and the king went to fire, blew his thumb off. The old friend looked at him and said, this is good. Well, that was all the king could take. He just couldn't take no more of it. He was so enraged, he threw his friend into the dungeon. In the dungeon he remained. Days passed, weeks, months. A year went by, and the king was heartbroken but mad. And there his friend sat in the dungeon over that. Well, the king continued his exploits and traveled to a remote island. Was doing some exotic hunting, as he loved to do. And made a mistake and stumbled up on some cannibals who captured him pretty quick and strung him up and was going to eat him. And they got to looking at him and saw that missing thumb. They said they had a bad omen in their camp. They couldn't eat anything that wasn't whole. So they cut the king down and let him go, and the king was just beside himself happy about being spared his life. He rushed home and embraced his friend and let him out of prison. And the friend was overjoyed and got out. The king said, I'm so sorry that this happened, that I locked you up. I see now that it was good. He said, no, me being locked up was great. This is good. The king said, you just ain't ever going to stop. He said, no, you don't understand. If you hadn't locked me up, I'd have been hunting with you. So it's all in how we look at it, I guess. I guess we're feeding